We'll take a couple questions, starting with the question we received from Steve Jewin. Ryan, why did you decide to take this as a catch weight at 160?
That wasn't my choice. My original opponent, Paul Redmond, I think he must have been a bit heavy or something, so he asked for the fight at that weight, and I just said yes. I needed a fight. Now the opponent's changed, the weight just stayed the same, so it's whatever. I'm happy with the extra 3 kilograms.
And the follow-up is, what does it mean to you personally to be a part of a first ever MMA card in France?
Yeah, it's huge. It's like obviously, what's the word I'm looking for? Mine's went blank. It's like it's a historical event, isn't it? Yeah. So I'm looking forward to being the first show in France.
All right, we'll go to Jake Smith.
Hi, and how's it going? Hello?
Went a bit weird.
Hello?
Yeah, Jake. All right.
Can you hear us now? Yeah, we got. So, Ryan, I mean, Pitbull, Peter Queally, and now Alan Omer, you certainly not want to sort of back down from these big fights. How important is it for you to keep taking on these big names?
Like I say, mate, like the last fight obviously was a bit unlucky, but I've never been the one to take easy fights. You know what I mean? Alan Omer's 25-3 on short notice. A lot of people would have just said no, but I'm confident. I've had a really good camp, and I'm ready for whoever.
You mentioned, of course, there's a short notice as well. How much time have you had to sort of study Alan's game, or is it something where you more focus on yourself and focus on your opponent going into a fight?
Yeah, more focused on myself. Obviously, I've watched a couple of tapes of him. I've seen some good things, some bad things. But I'm not going to dwell on it too much. I'm just going to go in there and do what I do.
What sort of version, I guess, of Ryan Scope can we expect to see? Because during lockdown, I know you've moved a little bit of your camp down to 4-corner combats as well to help develop. What version of Ryan Scope are we going to see there come Saturday night?
Just like the fittest, best version of Ryan Scope. Do you know what I mean? I've cut no corners this time. I've been criticised for being lazy in the past, and it's true. But this time, it hasn't been the case. So I'm ready.
All right, Donna.
Hey, Ryan, could you talk us through what exactly happened with the Paul Redmond fight, and do you believe you two are going to cross paths again?
Possibly. I mean, Paul Redmond broke his thumb, I believe. So it's a shame, but it's a fight game, isn't it? These things happen, which obviously training hard every day, twice a day. So you get injuries. Like I say, when I beat Alan, I'm going to be going in line for someone above Redmond. I would hope anyway. But if he wins his next fight, we can get it on. Definitely, if he still wants to.
Obviously, you were involved in your last fight. It was a legendary night in Dublin. Of course, it didn't go your way. But what are your memories of that evening and the whole build-up and what happened that night in Dublin?
First off, it was just a really sick atmosphere. Even though I was the bad guy, it was still fun. Do you know what I mean? I still buzzed off the crowd and everything. Obviously, I wasn't myself that night, as you could probably guess from the first round. And then I had no cardio. Do you know what I mean? I didn't have enough cardio to finish the fight. Obviously, Peter is a very tough opponent, hard to finish. But I think if I'd just been a bit more clever and not rushed things, I would have got the job done.
You fought the both of them. Who wins when they eventually meet up, Peter Queally or Pitbull?
I definitely like Peter better as a person, so I'm going to go with Peter. But Pitbull can always catch you with that one shot. But Pitbull also gets tired, so Queally could drag him in the later round. So it is a tough one. I think if Queally would win, it would be by decision. And if Pitbull would win, it would be obviously by a knockout.
Last one from me. How important is it for you? Obviously, this show is going to be on the iPlayer. That's a huge deal in the UK. But also, you're going to be in front of fans again. I mean, of course, throughout this whole thing, we haven't had fans at an MMA event for God knows how long. How excited are you to be back in front of at least 1,000 people on Saturday night? Yeah,
it's good. Obviously, having the crowd there is good. And obviously, it's the first ever event in Paris. So it's going to be an experience. I'm looking forward to it.
All right, let's go to Lenny.
How's it going, Ryan?
All right, mate.
Yeah, so you're from your Northeast yourself. How important is it to get a win for the Northeast this weekend? Put Northeast on the map in the Bellator promotion.
Yeah, always. I'm where I'm from. Do you know what I mean? I love my city. I love where I'm born. All my friends and family back there going to be cheering for us, so that'd be good to bring it home.
I'm definitely not from the Northeast, but I live in the Northeast, so I kind of going to cheer for you, and hopefully you get the win this weekend. Cheers, but how important it is for you to get the win this weekend, and does that kind of So I kind of lost my question there. So you still to get your hand raised in the Bellator cage this weekend. Does that change, and how do you do it?
100% going to change. I'm going to walk out there and just put on Alan from the bell, and just be in his face and just being nasty. Do you know what I mean? And he's going to leave the loser.
All right, we'll go to Ben, followed by Matt.
Hello, Ryan. So you're obviously coming in on the first losing streak of your career, despite giving a very strong account of yourself in both of your Bellator appearances. Has there been any shift in your mentality going into this one to ensure that you get yourself back into the win column?
Yes, definitely. Just like I say, with my effort and training, my positive thinking, just believing in myself. Do you know what I mean? Believing in my abilities, not letting those demons creep in when they do. So I'm going to be as stronger mentally and physically for this fight.
And also in the past year or so, you've had a couple of fights fall through due to injuries. Do you have any problems? Did you have any issues basically maintaining your motivation during a bit of a difficult period?
Yeah, it was. I think it was tough for everyone. There wasn't. I think everyone was in the same boat. I got bored of backyard workouts after about a week, so it was hard to stay motivated. But once the pro athletes were given the go ahead to start back training and stuff, I was straight back in there.
And just one more from me. Where do you see yourself amongst the Bellator lightweight division once you get a win over a guy called Alan Omer, who's obviously very credible former UFC veteran?
As soon as I beat Alan, I'm going to be back in the mix. People are going to start talking about us again. Do you know what I mean? MMA people are fickle, so if you lose a couple, you get forgot about. But I'll be back, and I'll be back in with the best. I can easily hold. I've held it with Pitbull's brother. Patricio's the champion. I'll fight both of them. I don't care. Do you know what I mean?
All right, Matt.
Hiya, Ryan. You did mention that you're coming off back-to-back defeats, but to very credible opponents. Alan's obviously coming in 5 consecutive wins. Do you see things in his style which you can exploit to get you the victory come Saturday?
Yeah, Alan's obviously been fighting lesser people than I've been fighting. He lost a couple, and he's obviously handpicked a few of his last opponents. I've never done that, so that's obviously shows weakness in his character. But he is tough, and he is a veteran, and he's got good cardio. And he'll be there. I know he's going to be digging until like he can't give any more. Do you know what I mean? But like I say, I think as long as I'm clever and I'm a lot more technical than he is in the stand-up game and on the floor, so I've got no worries.
Thank you for that.
All right. Thank you very much for that.
Thank you very much, mate.